Hey guys, currently about to film the first episode of Education Through Experience. I'm so excited to share this with you guys, and I hope you guys are too. I know I have helped a lot of you guys personally with my experience and letting you guys know how and what to expect during phalloplasty or really anything that has to do with transitioning on testosterone. And I hope that me interviewing other guys can help you guys as well. We're about to get started. I can't wait for you guys to watch. See you guys soon.
During Daddy cooked another one.
Hi guys, thank you for watching and welcome to the first episode of Education Through Experience. Here I have our first guest. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's August. I use he, him, his pronouns.
I like your
I
name.
don't know what else. Oh,
How did
thank
you
you.
how did you choose that?
Oh man, I actually it's because I like figured myself out in August, like that was the month. And I was kind of like scrambling for a name
Oh, I
and
like that.
yeah, and I was like, you know what? I actually like, I might not know what my name is, but like I know who I am and I like this month and here I am, you
You know,
know.
that's pretty cool because I had my first testosterone shot in August. I have a tattoo of it right here. You can see it says August.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, so am I. That's dope.
Oh, sweet.
How long have you been on testosterone?
About 2.5 years now. I say, I like figured myself out. I like chose my name and like, made a plan in like August 2020, but it wasn't until October, which is actually my birthday month, that I started to actually like get on hormones. I forget if it was just because the appointment took that long or what. It's been a minute.
Oh yeah, sometimes I've heard that wait lists are so long. I mean, luckily for me, my regular like primary care physician was the one who was able to give it to me, so I didn't have to wait that long.
Yeah, no, I just went to Planned Parenthood. They're
Okay.
great.
That's dope.
I still get my tea from them actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does it cost money?
Yeah, I mean it's like any doctor, so it's like if you have insurance, it's a copay. I think they're
What?
like pretty good to you if you don't have insurance though, but I've never been in that situation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of other guys using Planned Parenthood. I just wasn't really sure how that worked.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's kind of like any other appointment with them, you like go on the website, you like select hormone therapy as the thing that you want to go for. The other options like
Okay.
prep like abortion, like reproductive health care, all that, but like one of the options is hormone therapy, and so you just like make an appointment for that and they just treat you like any other clinic. It's
Okay.
cool.
Have you had any surgeries?
Yeah, I've had top surgery.
Okay. And then did you get
I
did were you referred from Planned Parenthood or did you have to see a different doctor?
No, I don't think they really do referrals like that. I mean, unless you would like need to for insurance purposes, but I found Dr. Gabriel Del Corral just by like looking up top surgeons in my general area at the
Okay.
time. And he was, I think, the first one that I reached out to, and he ended up being fantastic. I'm thrilled with my results. He had fantastic like bedside manner, really like respectful. I got double incision
Okay.
with free nipple grafts, and he was great, and the office was great. The nurses were great. I like don't can't really complain.
That's good.
Um,
That's good. I
yeah,
had the exact same surgery, except I had to get a scar revision because I did have a little bit of like dog ears from the first surgery. But unfortunately, I they kind of came back, so I'm kind of just dealing with that.
I yeah. This is actually another reason I'm such a big fan of his. Is he actually he like threw in free liposuction. Like my insurance
Oh wow.
denied like doing liposuction on my sides to avoid the dog ears, and he was like, I'm just gonna do it anyway.
Oh wow. That's super
So I
cool.
got really lucky in that regard. Yeah.
I thought about doing cool sculpting. I haven't really seen it in regards to, like helping with dog ears or anything like that. I just kind of figure, it helps with like the fat reduction and the extra skin. So I'm hoping that maybe that helps.
I hope that works.
Yeah, because I definitely don't want to have another revision surgery for that.
Mhm.
Let's see. So you said you got your testosterone from Planned Parenthood. Are you on injections?
Yeah, I used to have my I used to do intramuscular and I would have my girlfriend do them and
Mhm.
we're like long distance right now. It's kind of a long story. I had to move for work. I missed the hell out of her, and we're hopefully going to be together again soon. But in the meantime, I am doing subcutaneous in my stomach because it's just
Okay.
easier for me to do myself.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one I do. So I never did it in my leg. I've always done it in my stomach. But um, when I first did it, I was so scared to do it myself. But eventually you have to kind of just learn and not rely on other people.
Yeah. And you do like I've been on gel before for like a hot minute.
Oh, really? Did you like it?
Yeah. Yeah. I just I ended up having to stop because it's like more expensive.
Okay. Did you ever experience having issues with maybe not feeling as good with it or like thinking that it was gonna rub off or not dry all the way?
Honestly, I wasn't really on it long enough to tell you.
Okay. Okay. No worries.
Um, yeah, no, it's good.
Let's see. Are you planning on having bottom surgery?
Oh man, I just had a psychiatrist appointment today and he asked me
Oh,
the same
nice.
question and I was like, if I win the lottery, like I I would love to. I just it's so much money and so much time off work,
Oh, yeah, for
and I
sure.
don't know if I ever see myself being in that position.
Yeah. It
It's
definitely a
also a lot of
long recovery.
yeah, the long recovery too, and like the pain. Like I feel like recovering from top surgery was one of the like physically the most difficult things that I've done, and I've like done like intense like body shit before. I've like done a lot of like camping, like backpacking and kayaking where
Yeah.
you got to really push your body and you're like
Right.
kind of in pain at the end of the day. And it's not the same as like the pain of recovering from
Oh,
surgery, you know?
yeah, definitely not. Yeah, I would definitely say top surgery was definitely on the easier side. Before phalloplasty, you do have to get a hysterectomy. I would say that was definitely the easiest out of the three. And then it would go top surgery and then bottom surgery was definitely really hard. I mean, pain wise, it wasn't as bad as you'd think. It was just the mental toll that it took on me. That was what was really hard.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like it's not so much the pain as like I don't I hope please like let me know if I'm like saying anything out of pocket because I like haven't had fallow, so obviously I
Oh,
don't
you're
know the
good.
experience. But that being said, like I don't know that I would want like to like get a dick and then like have the first thing that I feel be like, oh my God, my dick hurts so much.
Yeah.
But like I honestly I don't know if how much of that is just sour grapes to be real with you.
Honestly, for like well, right, so like with phalloplasty, especially if you get RFF, that's one I had with your arm. You
Yeah.
have to be in the hospital for 5 days. So with those 5 days they really pump you with medication. I was on IV, Dilaudid, so anytime they would move me or like try to clean me, they would have me press the button, and I honestly didn't feel any pain while I was there. And then after that I was on Orco for about a month. But the worst thing about that experience was the pain from my donor arm. That's honestly the only thing that really hurt.
Really?
Yeah, it honestly felt like my arm was breaking. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of my pictures, but like literally, like you could see right here, but my like bone was exposed and it just felt like my arm was broken.
Huh.
Yeah, that was honestly the worst thing. Like looking back, you would think that, your dick would hurt. The vaginectomy area did hurt, but yeah, it was mostly my arm that gave me the hardest time.
Hmm. Do you oh I sorry, I guess I'm well, is this more of like a conversation or an
Yeah, yeah,
interview?
yeah. You can ask me whatever.
Um, do you know like because when I've pictured myself getting fallow, I've always pictured myself getting it like without vaginectomy.
Mhm.
but I don't know how many surgeons like do that. Like I've definitely seen results of that before, but do you know if it's like common or if that's like a hard thing to do, or if
No,
you wouldn't know because you didn't seek it out for yourself?
well, personally, I don't know, but I'm on a Facebook group with a lot of FTM guys, and they do discuss it. So there are surgeons that do it. I just don't because in my case, in other cases, when they do the vaginectomy, they use that skin in that area to create the scrotum. So I'm not really sure, like if you wanted balls, which area they would use for that, or if they would have to take skin from somewhere else to create that. I don't know about that part, but I do know that they do it. Leaving that open.
Huh. I don't know. I just have a lot to think about. I like
Oh yeah.
can't let myself go down like a fallow rabbit hole again though, because like I get sad.
And there's the thing is too, right? Like, okay, you decide whether you want fallow or meta or whatever, but then right, you want fallow, then there's like other surgeries. There's like, okay, do I want to use my arm, my leg, my back, my stomach? There's so many options nowadays. It's like it's hard to choose.
Yeah. Um, I don't know, maybe someday, maybe get me back on your channel in like 10 years and I'll be telling you all about my dick. Like we'll
Oh yeah,
see.
for sure. That'd be awesome. And I gotta tell you, I mean, I know how you feel right now because I was in the same position. I was scared about it. I didn't know which one I wanted, honestly. But when I first started to transition, I didn't want any surgeries. But that was mostly because of my fear of surgery itself, not because I didn't want a dick or didn't want, top surgery. I was just afraid of
Mhm.
actually, take getting put under anesthesia and going under the knife. That was my fear.
So I don't know if this is weird, but like that part never bothered me. Like when I had anxiety about surgery, it was always about like not being able to get it. Like I would get to the hospital late or like
Yeah.
something would happen to my doctor, which like
Oh
actually
no.
he got sick like the day it was supposed to have
Oh
surgery and it
no.
got pushed back a couple weeks. And that was like the worst couple weeks of my life. Not really. I've had worse weeks, but it felt bad at the time.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like getting your hopes
but
up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
I feel that.
like once I got there, oh, it's so fun. I had this like moment where I was like looking at my titties for the last time and I was like, what if I hate this? What if I like fucked up? And then like I came out and I was like, nope, that was right. That was right.
Right.
I'm so glad I did that. Holy shit. Oh my
Right.
God.
Right. What do they call the titty yeet or something? I think that's what people
People
call it
call it the
sometimes.
teat yeet, which
Oh,
I
tea
kind of
yeet. Yeah.
hate,
Yeah.
but I understand it and I support it.
Yeah, for sure. What was the hardest part about your top surgery recovery?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay. I'm gonna give you a real answer and you
Of
can
course.
decide whether you want it to be in the video or not.
Of course.
It was not shitting for several days. That sucked.
Oh, I totally believe that.
Um, and a more palatable answer is honestly, it was the being on pain meds kind of freaked me out. That was the other thing that like scared me about surgery. I remember like I was waking up and she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna give you some fentanyl," and I was like, "I've seen Euphoria. I don't know if I want fentanyl." She ended up giving me fentanyl and I was fine. Like because when they dose it correctly, you're fine. Like there's
Right.
no
Right.
reason to. It's scary. Because I feel like I have like a little bit of an addictive personality. I've never had like serious problems with it, but I was just worried this would be like, my like guy who gets into a ski accident and then gets addicted to Percocet.
Right.
Which I'm not trying to say that lightly. That's like a serious situation that
No, yeah,
happens to
for
a lot
sure.
of
I've
people.
talked to several guys who like want phalloplasty and they ask like how much pain there is, and because they tell me like I don't want to take any medication, and I tell them as bluntly as I can, like, oh, it hurts really bad, but I hope you can get through it.
Yeah. So I switched to I actually switched to Tylenol and like THC pretty early on.
Okay.
It was like Delta 8 'cause that was what I was recovering in Pennsylvania. Um and so I would just like tell one of my partners at the time who was caring for me, I would be like, "Hey, can you like go back to the weed store so that I can um yeah, but she was very sweet. She got me like a shit ton of edibles, so I was fine.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad that helps you and maybe like other people. But for me, dude, I get the worst anxiety ever.
Mm, yeah, I don't really I try to like use uh like a sparing like fair amount now. I live in a legal state now. Um but uh like at the time I was just like I didn't really care about like the side effects because like the I wanted to deal with the pain.
Right,
And I know
right,
THC CBD is really helpful for that. And
right.
it
Yeah,
helped me.
I have tried CBD and that has helped. I actually used that after my phalloplasty. I was having a lot of insomnia, so I tried some of those CBD oils and I put it underneath my tongue, and that really helped. But
Oh, it'll
I was still worried about getting high.
no, I don't think CBD can get you high, but it'll definitely put you right to sleep.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any
Um,
interesting stories or experiences that you've had being related to you being trans?
I have so many. I think like my sort of story and experience is everyone else's reaction when they find out that I'm trans.
Yeah.
Um, I'm kind of, I mean, like one time I was at a restaurant and the waitress asked for my ID because I ordered a drink and I showed it to her. And she like leaves and she like comes back over to the table and she says, I just want you to know that I support everything you're doing and I'm here for you if you need
Oh,
anything. Now, what are your pronouns? And I was
nice.
like,
That's sweet.
no, I mean it was so sweet, but I was like he him, but like in my head I was like, girl, I'm just trying to like order a drink at a
Right.
restaurant.
Right.
Like,
Like,
can you
let's not
please
make it
like
a
not
moment.
have a conversation about like therapy right now? I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
It was very funny.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's better than her having a reaction of like hatred or like why are you trying to give me this ID? Like this isn't you. I've definitely had that happen before too.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that that's never happened to me. And I just got my name change come through. So I'm gonna get a new ID soon.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully that problem will now be like, or that anxiety will now be a thing of the past. I still don't have my like M on my birth certificate yet because that's like a separate process, but
Oh yeah. I still
I'll
need to
get
do that
there.
too.
No one told me being trans is going to be so much paperwork.
Dude, so much. And I started my whole paperwork situation pre-COVID. So I did get my name changed pre-COVID, but right when COVID started was when I tried to change my social security number. And that was just a hassle. So I still need to do that.
Uh, Wait, you have to change your number? I thought you just had to change
No,
get a new card.
yeah, you just need to get a new card, but they were trying to have me like mail in my birth certificate and my ID, and I just really wasn't trusting that at that time.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
so I
absolutely.
just
The
have to
mail.
go inside the office.
Yeah.
Do you have any other stories?
Um, I'm trying to think. I mean, I have like met so many cool people just by virtue of like all of us being trans.
Right.
Um, like I used to work at a bookstore and I read this book by this incredible trans author and I was just like completely floored. And I invited her, like, with the owner's permission,
Mm.
or I like collaborated with like the events coordinator to like put on an event with her at the bookstore. And then the kicker was like I couldn't even go because it ended up like the only date that ended up working was like right after I had top surgery and I was feeling like shit,
Oh,
which is really funny. But then her like her like the person who like runs a the sorry, the woman who runs a press with her like came back a couple months later to promote her book.
oh wow,
So all of this is to say I feel like being trans has helped me make like cool literary connections that I wouldn't have otherwise.
that's dope.
I mean, not that, I would have been in some scene, but like I just think trans people are neat. I just think trans artists are amazing.
Mhm.
I feel like I've been exposed to so much cool like art and music just like by virtue of like having trans friends.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's
that's
dope.
fucking sick. Yeah.
Do you personally like face to face know any trans people that you like hang out with?
Oh yeah, I mean my roommate is trans.
Oh, nice.
I like go out of my way to like seek out trans people and hang out with them. Uh
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm also like mostly T for T in terms of like dating.
Okay.
So yeah, I try to include other trans people in my life as much as possible.
That's dope. Yeah, unfortunately, I really only know of like my trans friends online. Except for my one friend Jason, we actually had the same surgeon, and our surgeries are really close to each other. So we've actually met each other at a post-op appointment. So that was really cool. Um, but I kind of like, using the platform of like my YouTube to be able to like talk to other people. So I really like that.
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like I'm a pretty online person as well. Like I have a lot of online friends that are trans, more
Mm.
so than IRL for sure. But it's you can like, I mean, not every like I'm very lucky to like live in a city that I have the ability to like seek out other trans people like that because there's like meetups and stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
There's like Lex is active, things like that.
What is that?
It's nice. Oh, it's it started as like a lesbian dating app and it's kind of morphed into sort of a general like queer. The one thing I don't love about it is it's anyone but cis men. I think it should be anyone but cis straight men.
Oh,
But I guess that's, it started as a lesbian dating app, so it's that
okay.
I guess that's fair. But it's kind of morphed into just like a bunch of cool queer trans people like making community connections with each other, occasionally hooking up with each other or like making like other kinds of like friend or romantic connections. But
That's
there's
cool.
like a lot of like events, like that's how I found like board game groups and TTRPG groups and um I'm not this is not like an advertisement
No,
for
yeah.
Lex. I just mean
You're like, I'm cutting this part
it's
out of the podcast.
no, you don't have to. I mean, no, you cut it out unless they pay me.
Right, right.
No, you can keep it in. It's up to you either way. But the point is that like I am lucky to be able to live in a place that I can connect with people locally online like that and
Yeah.
then meet them in person and hang
Yeah,
out
no,
with them.
that's awesome. Has being a trans affected your dating life in any way?
I, I sorry, could you repeat that exactly the same way?
Yeah, I said, has being trans affected your dating life in any way?
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you said a trans and I was
Oh,
Um, yeah, it has. I feel like I don't really seek out cis women anymore just because that feels like a very hard gulf to bridge in comparison to like everyone else, if
mhm,
that makes sense. No offense to cis women, especially cis bi women, you're
yeah.
out there living the dream. I just mean, I mean, honestly, like even when I was living as a woman, like women have always kind of intimidated me, so it's like a little scarier. And it's not I say specifically trans like so specifically cis women because like with trans women there's this like T for T element, so it's like a little bit different
Yeah.
and it's not like I don't need to like explain to her what uh like like a strap is
Right.
probably, versus like I don't know. I guess I'm mostly talking about cis straight women in this
Yeah.
conversation, but like
And that's
um
understandable too, because right, like I feel like if you're, say for example, stealth, or you haven't told the person, right? I feel like there's like expectations, and some people are like afraid, when it comes to being intimate or things like that, that like, oh, it's time to have sex. Oh wait, I don't have a dick. You know what I mean? So there's that
yeah.
kind of plays a role into that, and a lot of people don't really want to face that.
Yeah. And I mean I honestly don't really feel the need to. Like I'm polyamorous. That's another thing. Like I feel like coming out as trans has affected my dating life in that way because I kind of always wanted to be polyamorous
Okay.
and I feel like trans
And
people tend to be
do you
more
wanna
cool about
like
that.
explain what that is for people who don't know?
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry. Polyamory just means dating more than one person at the same time with like everyone involved's consent and like the people you're dating can also date other people in turn. Like
Interesting.
it's I consider it um a lot of the stuff we like people talk about like in terms of sexuality is like identity
Mhm.
based. I feel like polyamory is more like really is a lifestyle that like you choose.
Sure.
But at the same time, pretty much my whole life I've had crushes on more than one person at the same time. So tomato, tomato. And either way, like I'm happy and like everyone's consenting adults and
Nice.
everything's like fine. Um, But yeah, so anyway, I feel like being trans and like meeting other people in the community that were like also polyamorous like helped me be like, oh, I can do that and it's
Right.
fine.
Yeah, I like that.
Um,
That's dope.
yeah. I will say and I feel like a lot of people have said this like anecdotally, I feel like I've gotten a lot more boy crazy since going on T.
Really?
I don't really know where that comes from, but I don't genuinely think it's testosterone. I think it's more about like feeling more comfortable in my body and feeling
Yeah.
like men are more able to accept me as one of their own. Not
Yeah.
that they like weren't before. It's just more so now that I'm like more comfortable and more like physically different anyway.
Do you think that comes from maybe feeling more masculine, whereas before being trans, you were kind of set in having to feel more feminine when dating a guy?
Yeah, exactly. Like something I like hated and like never wanted to be. Like even though it happened to me a couple of times and I like liked it at the time, but then I was like, ugh, was being a guy's girlfriend.
Mm.
Like that was just like I came to realize that like that was just like so wrong for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like it's like stepping into that particular gender role, but like being a guy's like boyfriend or quite frankly a guy's like boy toy or that's so the wrong word.
Right,
Whatever you
right.
call the
I get
thing of
what you're
like
saying.
when like, when you're fucking, but you're
Right.
not dating. Whatever you call that. Like being that in like a mask way felt a lot more right than being that in like a femme or a girl way ever did. So
Ah, I
I
like that.
think that's it was sort of me like finally coming back around and realizing like, you know what? I do like guys and I've been missing out this entire time.
Right, right. That's good. I'm happy for you. That's great that you realize that. How was it coming out to your family, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh man. It was an interesting time. I kind of blindsided all of them. I hadn't really, I guess I didn't like because I didn't realize I didn't figure myself out till I was like 23, right?
Mm.
And 20, sorry, 22. But I didn't, I didn't like refuse dresses as a kid. I didn't do like all the typical like trans things as a kid. I was just like kind of a tomboy and, you know, kind of like got depressed at the same time that I went through puberty, but like I didn't really let on that like anything gendered was wrong. I just had this like horrible depression my whole life, that no one knew where it was coming from. So the point is they were when I came out as trans, they basically said like, are you sure about this? Like, where is this coming from? I don't really see this in you.
Yeah.
Um, and at the end of the day, I just kind of had to be like, no, this is me. And then like over time, they all kind of came around except for one of them. But that's fine. Like I support her. I don't wish her any ill will. She just still doesn't really believe me.
Yeah. And that's okay. You want to have people around you who support you 100%. You don't want, um, anything bringing you down during your transition when you really need to focus on yourself and what's best for you.
But
Yeah.
I've been very lucky. Most of my family has been very accepting and has come around. And I was at a big family event recently, and it was kind of hard because I was seeing extended family that had maybe only met me once or twice before and like
Mm.
knew who I was quote unquote supposed to be.
Right.
Um, so this some relative was like shaking my hand and she was like I introduced myself as my mother's son. And she was like, wasn't there another daughter? I'm pretty sure there was another daughter. And my
Yeah.
mom, I was like, that was me.
Right.
She kind of gives me a look, and then my mom turns to her and goes, he's my son, isn't that wonderful? And
Oh,
I'm
that's
just like,
awesome.
oh my God, I'm gonna cry at
That's
this
awesome.
family
I love that.
event. Yeah, it was really sweet.
Well, August, I think we should end it on a good note right there. I want to thank you so much for being the first guest on Education Through Experience. If you have anything last minute to say, you're free to go.
Being trans is awesome. If you're wondering if you are, maybe you are, give it a shot if you want to. Figure yourself out. Uh, if you know you are, you're fucking amazing. I love you. I hope that you're having an amazing night. And if you're not, I'm glad that you're at least like interested enough in the community. I don't even know where I'm going with that. It
No,
just, I
you're
guess
good.
like shout out to the allies is what I'm trying to say.
Right. There you
Allies are
go.
great.
There you go. Thank you
I,
so much, August.
all right. Well, you have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Feel free to hit me up anytime.
All right. Bye.
Bye.